should have already showed the Shein yarn. If I didn't, you'll see it when I start working with it because it's away now. But the Temu yarn came in. It actually came in a couple days ago, but I've been busy and tired, so I haven't touched it. But here it is. Also, ignore that whip on the tape on the bed. Oh my god! But okay. This is the first thing that I got, and it's merino wool. Okay, here it's 85% merino wool, 15 polyester. That's the thing, is like I wanted to see how accurate the listings were, because it doesn't say anywhere, like it just says like, it just said like wool or something. I don't remember what the exact listing said, but it was very hard to find percentages. There was no like yarn weights, yardage kind of stuff. So this pack came with 5 little skeins. It's pretty soft. And this is, it says common weight 100 grams, so I'm gonna go with 100 grams. I could always weigh it when I get back to school, but yeah, I could probably Google this. I have no idea if I'll find this anywhere, but so what it looks like. And I have 5 of them, and yeah, it's soft, it's squishy, feels like whatever. Feels like this is another one that's a mix, even like it says cashmere and it's a mix. These also come with like matching threads, I've noticed, and I don't know what those are for, but whatever. Let me see. So this literally just says cashmere, and I know it's thread, I just don't know what's going on with that, quite frankly. Ooh. Okay, this one is not 100% cashmere. It is 10% cashmere, 10% wool, 50% polyester, and 30% viscose, and it's 50 grams. I don't remember, again, I think I knew it was 50 grams. This looks so dark, but really it's like navy blue. There, you can see that a bit better. And I got 2 of these. So where's the other one? One more. Last but not least, I got this mohair. Let's see what it's made out of. This came in a pack of 3. So this, if I can find it on here, does it not say what it's made out of? Okay, so this actually doesn't list what it's made with. There is some writing in like another language that I don't know what it is, but hey, it says Jish something mohair. It's soft. I think it'll work for what I'm gonna make. That being said, I don't actually know what I'm gonna make. I had some vague ideas and yardage amounts when I was getting the yarn, but I don't remember now because that was a few weeks ago. But this is gonna go back to school with me, and I'll probably not even start the projects till then. So we'll figure that all out when I'm back at school. But yeah, so these I'm gonna hold together. That one, this I'm gonna use by itself, and then the Shein yarn I might mix with something else. Hey guys, long time no chat, literally, because I don't know if I did speak in this video, and I think I was wearing the same sweater, so that's kind of embarrassing. I promise I have more sweaters, but basically I am here to test out yarn from Shein and Temu. I ordered it in December when I was here at school, had it shipped to my home where I live in Texas. Why am I like struggling to describe that? I shipped it home because I knew I didn't want it like sitting in my mailbox or something for like a month here. So I had it shipped there, and then I brought it all back here because I obviously didn't have time to use it. Anyways, I think I mentioned in the last clip that I had shown the Shein yarn. No, I haven't. So I'm doing that first. But this is it. This is kind of funky because I started swatching and then like rewrapped it. I'm sorry, I don't have any footage or pictures of the swatches. I did like 6 different swatches and didn't take a picture of any of it. Couldn't tell you why. It just slipped my mind. But this was listed as wool. It kind of feels like wool. I have no way of proving because it literally came like without a wrapper or anything. So I'm just assuming that it's wool or a wool blend. Yeah, I got 4 of these. I couldn't, the reason I have 4 is because when I was ordering it, I couldn't tell whether or not like it came with 2 in one pack. So I got 2 because I couldn't tell if it was a single or a double, like if it came with 2 or it came with 1. It came with 2, so I ordered 2 and I got 4. So yeah, that was that. But then, like I said, I was swatching, and then I didn't know what quite to do with this yet. I still don't, but I started working on some granny squares with the Temu yarn, actually, the brown wool. So I thought I would show you. I think I did show it already, but this is the square. It's really pretty, honestly. I will link. It was a free Ravelry download, which was really cool. I like found it on Pinterest, went to the blog, and then from the blog there was a link to the Ravelry download. So that was all very easy. I'm so happy I didn't have to pay for it because this is really pretty. Because I almost was like just gonna start making regular granny squares, and I was like, you know what? I make these so often. Like, let me do something a little more interesting. So I found this and I really love it. Now, the only thing is I have 5 balls of this, and from one ball, I got like 3.5 squares. Let me double check, hold on. So, oh my God, it's all stuck. Hold on. My hook was all stuck, but I have 3 whole squares, and then I have, yeah, 3 more. I have like, yeah, half of this. So I thought I might be able to make like a really gappy kind of cropped vest situation. I still want to. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough yarn, or I might be like cutting it really, really, really close. So I'm just gonna make all the squares and see. Well, I'm gonna make probably like 2 more balls, because 1 ball, like this is what I got, and I have 5. So I'm gonna probably make the squares out of 3, compare it to the other vest I made, because the other vest I made is like kind of big, and I think if I make this more like a cropped, shorter kind of vibe, it might work. I'm hoping, because I just don't want to have another scarf or another hood, because I already have yarn and plans for both of those things that I don't need more. Like, if it doesn't end up being enough for a vest, it'll probably just be a scarf, but I'll just be like bummed, I guess. I don't know. And I don't want to frog it all because it's cut in like for granny squares, so we'll see. I also need to buy blocking mats and wool wash, because obviously like this could be a lot more square, and I think that'll also help get like as much surface area as possible. So I think I want to like block these before I think about sewing them together or planning. So I need to do that relatively soon, but that's like pushing 50 bucks that I don't know if I'm gonna have because I think the blocking mats, like I have mats at home, but I don't want my mom to have to send them to me, and like I know I can use them. So I might just buy a new set to have them shipped here, and then I also need wool wash because this is mostly wool, I believe. Hold on, I forget. Yeah, it's 85% wool, so I feel like wool wash, it'll make it softer and it'll give it some body. So that's the plan right now. It is first day of classes and I need to leave soon to get the bus to campus. So, you know, I'm gonna take the yarn with me, obviously, and get some work done, and I will let you know. The sun is coming out. Oh my God. I was getting really worried because it started like snowing pretty heavily for like 40 minutes, and I was like, if I have to go to campus in the snow, but it stopped and the sun is coming out, so this is really wonderful for me. But yeah, I'm gonna go to campus, get some food, and then make my way. I need to find my class because I know the building, but I don't know where in the building that class is, and I don't want to be late. I get very nervous about it. So I don't have class until 2:15 and it's 12:30, but I need to eat, obviously. So we're gonna do all that, and then yeah, I'll check back with you guys later. last clip you saw, I was working on it during my Zoom class because, like, usually if I'm crocheting during class, it's because I'm bored and I want to, like, keep myself engaged. This professor was so, like, enthusiastic and, like, basically yelling the whole time. He was, like, teaching, but he was, like, yelling. And it was, like, I literally had to crochet to, like, calm myself down. Like, it was a lot. Like, I was like, dude, it's 5 o'clock in the evening. Why are you yelling on my computer screen? Also, because it's a Zoom class. Ow. I just had my elbow on my desk. But, like, it's a Zoom class, and he's yelling at my computer screen. So it's just a lot. So I was crocheting. But I have a kind of update. Yeah, I just can't count. There are 10 squares here. I think I mentioned this square already somewhere, but it's this free pattern that I found. It's a really pretty square, honestly. I'm gonna get blocking stuff because, like, they need to be stretched out a bit. But I made 10 of them, and I really want to try to make a vest now. Like, I'm trying to go off, like, the vest construction that I made, like, with my blue vest, and it has to be, like, a little different because these are, like, kind of big squares. And, like, in a perfect world, I'd make, like, I don't want it to be too boxy, and, like, this is too big, and plus I'm going to block it, like, it's too much. So I think right now I have enough squares to do, like, the bottom kind of part. It's also going to be way more cropped than my blue vest, if you know what I'm talking about. But I only have 2 more of these. And I even teetered with the idea. I was like, well, it wasn't expensive. What if I just get another 5-pack and really, like, make the vest I want to make? This color sold out. So that's annoying. But I don't want it to look scrappy. Like, I could get another color, but I don't want it to look scrappy, and I think it might if I do another color. Like, I think I want to just work with what I have. Yeah, that's what's happening now. I'm going to start brainstorming for my next, actually not even brainstorming. I think I just want to start my next project. I want to make hand warmers with the also Temu yarn. So we're sticking with Temu. I love the way the Shein yarn swatched up, which I didn't show at all, but I, again, don't know what kind of project I want to do for that. Potentially a scarf. That might be a scarf because I'm obsessed with the colors. But I'm going to put this aside basically until I have some extra cash to buy the blocking supplies. And then I can block it and kind of finish this. So this we might not see again for a little bit. Right off the bat, didn't think I'd have things to say, but I do. So the next project I want to make are fingerless gloves. And for that, I want to use the navy blue yarn that I got, which, if you need a reminder, is this cashmere blend yarn. But it came with this tiny spool. Don't ask me what this is. I don't know. It just says cashmere, but I don't know if I trust it. And then this mohair, and I'm going to hold it all together to make fingerless gloves. And I'm thinking, like, very, very simple. Probably half double crochet, back loop, faux ribbing, literally, rectangle. So, you know, simple vibe. Now, this stuff is very, very soft. It's made out of, it says it on here, 10% cashmere, 10% wool, 50% polyester, and 30% viscose. I've said this at least twice already, probably. But it is so soft, which I love. What I don't love, it's also extremely fragile. So I pulled out, like, the center pull. And, you know, sometimes you pull out the center pull and it's, like, not, it kind of pulls out a big chunk and you have to untangle a little bit. I have no problem with that. I don't mind a little untangling moments. But what's crazy about this one is it's so, like, soft and delicate. It literally, like, if you pull it too hard, it'll just break. So, like, that's what this was. This part I've kind of just given up on. It's just breaking a bunch of times. So I'm gonna toss this. So, you know, I'm losing not very much. It's like, it's fine. But it's very delicate. And I've got, like, this that I've been able to undo, but it's broken already, like, twice, I think. So, you know, not the end of the world, considering I probably paid, like, $6 or something. I don't know. But just a word of caution, if it gets tangled, depending how patient you are, you might just want to, like, pull it and break it and go from there. I did have a little bit of patience, though, so I was like, let me just untangle it. So I didn't want to waste all this, so I'm going to use this and then just attach the ball when I get to it. Like, I'm not really worried about it. But yeah, I'm going to hold these two together And well, first I need to figure out what hook I'm going to use, and then I'm going to start. It's going to be really simple and hopefully really quick also. Good morning, people. We have quite the update. It is currently 11:15 the next morning. Like, I last updated last night and I already have a finished fingerless glove. Let me show it real quick. This is what it looks like. It obviously doesn't look like much, but like on, like it's great. I would put it on right now, but that I'll do it later when they're done. But basically, so I said I was going to use the other yarns because, you know, the other project I wanted to leave, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so I held these two together. Like I said, they're all on my couch also. So like, yeah, yarn. But I held those three together and I just did rows of half double crochet one row and then like half double crochet in the back loop the next row to create that like faux ribbing effect. And then for more faux ribbing, oh yeah, and then like to get the thumb hole, I just slip stitched on one side and then slip stitched the rest. And then I did some front and back post double crochet ribbing on the top and the bottom. I did 3 rows on the top, 3 rows on the bottom, and then I also incorporated some decreases. You can see it on that side, just so it would fit like my fingers better. Yeah, I'm super proud for just kind of making this. I think it looks so nice, and honestly, this was the perfect way for me to test if I like mohair or not, because so many people in knitting and crocheting talk about mohair and alpaca silk and Surrey silk and all these other things, and they're like not cheap. And then like the more affordable ones, some people really like and some people really don't. And I was like, well, I don't want to waste money ever. So that sounds like a risk I'm not really willing to take. But this one obviously was very affordable and very much, I feel like, added to the experience. Also, I don't know if it's because I held these two together or if it's because I held all three together, but I was saying how this dark blue one like broke really easily, and I did not have that kind of worry at all while I was making, so that was lovely. But yeah, so I couldn't say better things about this yarn. It's kind of crazy, and it's like, that's why I can't ever be like, you shouldn't buy from here, you shouldn't, because like, obviously there are better like for the environment and like ethics, I guess, of like where you buy your yarn from, but it also, on the other side of the coin, is like, people who have a very, very small budget should still have the opportunity and like be allowed to want to use nicer things or things that feel nice. So like, I'm not gonna be like, don't do this. It's just like, if you have the ability to buy nicer things that are made more ethically, that are made maybe more responsibly, whatever, do that. But if you don't, this isn't bad. So I feel like that's what I am trying to get across, is like, it's okay. It's all circumstantial. It's also a freaking hobby. Like, we're like, do your part with the environment, do your part with your purchasing and stuff. But like, there are bigger things at play than like crocheters and their hobbies. So that's my spiel or whatever. Back to how I'm using the yarn. So this yarn, I believe this one came in a 2-pack. Actually, I should look this up. Okay, I literally lied. So this navy blue cashmere blend comes in a single pack, and it comes with that extra thread. Let me see what I bought it for, actually. It was the Shein multicolored one that came in a 2-pack. So for one ball of the cashmere blend, and it's a 50-gram ball, is $3.70 right now. I don't know if that's what I spent on it. I don't really remember. Probably around that. So yeah, it's $3.70, and then the pack of 3 for the mohair was, I probably paid $5. It looks like right now it's $4.65, and it's like, the thing is also, like, these things are always like selling out, so I don't know what the fuck, I don't want to get into how Temu stocks things, but anyways, I paid at around $5, and the mohair came in a pack of 3, and this came in a single, and I just weighed what am I saying? I just weighed my yarn, right? So it came with 50 grams, and for the one fingerless glove, I still have 36 grams left. So it only used 14 grams, which kind of feels crazy. So I can definitely make the second glove and still not have gone through one whole one, and I bought two, so I have plenty of extra. And then for the mohair, I believe, do I have the new one over here? Shoot, I thought I did. I believe the new one is also 50 grams, and I used 12, so 50 minus 12. I used 38 grams of the mohair. I think I'm doing this right. I hope it, hold on. This is what happens when I actually crochet in the living room and then I have to go get my stuff. Okay, I literally lied. The mohair came in 25 gram balls, but the thing I ordered was a 3-pack, so I got 75. So 25, and I have 12-ish. Okay, so I only used about half. So basically, I might be able to make the second, what am I saying? Second glove, oh my god, with just the one, and then I'll have 2 more of these and 1.5 left of these. So that's pretty freaking impressive, like yardage wise. Like if you're, I know, like, I don't know what it would be like added up if you wanted to make like whole sweaters and stuff out of this, but because I just wanted to test them, I'm very impressed. And also, I don't know if I'm gonna include it in this video, but because I'm gonna have so much of this mohair left, I really want to make the clover beanie, because I have been wanting to make this for forever, but I have not had either an Aran weight or a worsted and a mohair because I've been scared of mohair. But the clover beanie is a pattern for like just really cool, like ribbed looking beanie that like fits really well on your head, it looks like. And it calls for either an Aran weight or a worsted and a mohair. And I have not had the yarn amount I need in the color I want, in the everything until now, because I have navy blue, orange, and cream in the Patton's Classic Wool Worsted, which is 100% wool. And I was going to make something with all 3 of those colors, but I might steal the navy blue one that I have to pair with this to make a clover beanie, just because I really want to, quite frankly. And I'll find something else to do with the other 2 yarns, and that's just might have to be what happens, because I'm very excited that I finally have the yarn, and I'm going to have, obviously, plenty. Now, the clover beanie does say, like 200-something yards. I think it was like 220. But it also says 100 grams. So, like, hold on, what is it? The materials that she used was Cascade 220 Superwash Merino. And she has listed all these other 100% wool worsted yarns. And it says 220 yards, but it also says 100 grams. So anyways, I need to start kind of getting ready to go soon. Sort of. So I might just like start the next one, and then I honestly don't have that much crocheting time today, because it's kind of just my 3 classes in a row and then I come home. So maybe tonight, but I also still have this to take down. So I took down all the other Christmas decorations except for the tree. It just felt like too much work earlier. So there's other things that I like could be doing tonight, but I might do this. So I don't know. We'll see. Okay, can I speak English properly? No. It's been a few days, but I'm gonna start another project for this video. I've had a lot of project starting energy this weekend, so we're getting back to the Shein wool now. This is so freaking pretty. Actually, maybe I should see if the other ones, because I'm gonna hold 2 at a time. Okay, so it looks like I have 2 balls that start with like the pinky purpley. They're not exactly, but they're much closer. And then I have 2 balls that are kind of like the purple the blue green on the outside. So I'm going to hold them together because they're very, very thin. And I'm going to make a scarf. Surprise, surprise. I know you're like, girl, do you need that many scarves? No, I don't. Probably, but yes, I do. And I know I got these before I realized how many other sweater accessory yarns I had. So that's my bad. But I'm doing a different type of scarf this time. I need to figure out what hook I'm gonna use, but I have to double check. I think it's called a moss stitch, and it's that one that's kind of looks like it's like interlocking almost, like from the row under it. And I just think it's so pretty when you have scrap yarns and they do that, but obviously this is color changing, so like it's the same vibe, I feel like, maybe. I know I have my 4mm hook free because I'm not using it for anything right now, and I can't find it. I'm gonna crash out. Actually, this is ridiculous. I know I have it. Oh, this is a 4mm. This might work. I think when I swatched these yarns a little bit ago, oh, they were in the pocket. I used a 4mm, and I think I liked how that looked. So I also don't know how much yarn is here. So we're going to hope for the best. What I'm going to do is usually I start scarves like the width I want, and then I go until I run out of yarn to get the length. But because I don't know how far this yarn is going to go, I'm going to start with the length. And then if it ends up being like a little skinny, I'd rather it be the right length than it being like totally wrong. So yeah, that's that. That's all I have to say. I'm going to start. I have to literally look at a YouTube video on how to do this moss stitch though, because I really don't know. So I'll be back. I apologize for the angle and the lighting. It is 9:30 at night. Oh my god, and I look literally crazy. But I wanted to show an update on this scarf because I have some decisions to make. Wow, I can't speak. This is what the scarf looks like right now. She is short and she is moderately thick, but like she is short. What am I trying to say? Okay, so basically I have 4 of these, right? And each of them are 100 grams. And I've been holding them double, right? And I've used literally half, which is like a great estimate, like great pausing point on mine. So I have 50 grams each left. So I'm thinking I want to double it in width. So like basically till it runs out of yarn. And then I'm going to do like the same exact thing with my other 2 and then sew the 2 together. Because obviously like I made it short because I wasn't sure how much it was going to be. But I think if I use like all 4 balls, it's going to be too wide for how short it is. So I'm just going to make another one basically exactly like this. And then sew the 2 together. And then it'll be very wide and I'll be able to wrap it around twice. And it'll be like super thick, like one of those super bulky ones, you know? And I think that'll be really good. You can't see very well in this lighting, but I love these colors so much. So yeah, that's really great. I'm glad. I'm kind of annoyed that like I didn't just make it longer in the first place, but this is already kind of as long as I would want to be carrying something around. So it's a little bit more portable this way, and then I can just start over with the other half. So yeah, it is Wednesday. I don't know when this is going to be done. I'm not really rushing on it, but I think I'm going to take it to work tomorrow since I kind of have a lot of downtime at work. So I'll just work on it a little bit as I go, you know, but yeah. Right now the plan is to basically just double this in width, but going until I'm done with these 2. know it's been a few days. I actually don't have any recollection of when the last time I spoke in this video was, because I've also been taking breaks and filming other random things. This has been quite the timeline in this one, I think. But anyways, I'm also mid the saddest episode of season 3 of Heartstopper in my rewatch, so there's a lot going on. But what also is going on is that I have been working on this vest. I've also been working on the scarf, but more so like at work and other times where I don't like vlog that much, or I'm just like super tired, I can't think of anything. But today I had more free time in the evening than I do have most nights, so I was like, I need to work on this vest, and that I have been doing. So I don't even remember if it was this morning or not, or whatever morning, but I made these middle panels because I think I explained that the squares were going to be like 2 in the front on both sides and 4 in the back, but then I had to make these panels to go in between them. So I had 2 granny squares that were made that I took apart, and the exactly 2 granny squares made one of these, and then the other side I used 1 ball to make the other side connection and this much of the top. So I have 1 ball of yarn left, and I think I'm gonna be okay, because this took up this section, because as you can see, there's no gaps or anything. It's quite dense, which I don't love, but it seemed the easiest, and it is treble crochet, so it went quite quickly. So I'm just going to leave it, and it's going to be like the side of my body, like it's not a big deal. And then I just kept this because it would go faster, and I wanted the gappiness to like kind of match the squares, you know? So I've got maybe 3 or 4 more of these like gappy repeats to go for the back. And then for the front, I need to kind of attach, not kind of, but basically attach and do a similar thing for this whole thing. And then I think because it starts at only half the width and it decreases pretty V-neck rapidly, it should be fine. So it's actually the next day, and I haven't touched the vest yet, and I apologize for the lighting. I'm recovering from a headache, so I'm hoping it goes away. But anyways, I was working on the vest last night, but that kind of felt like too much brain power right now because of the headache. So I decided to go back to my scarf. And what you should know about this scarf is like I mostly work on it at work. So this is the first half, and this is the second half. It looks different because, well, the yarn changed a little bit, but I made the first half with the entire first 2 balls of yarn, so that I thought, I was like, okay, well, I'll use the second 2 balls of yarn for the second half, and it'll be like exactly the same, and then I'll be done. Wrong, because this is now actually just, I need to undo a couple rows because it's actually too long, and I still have this much yarn left. So I'm going to sew them together with the yarn I have left over from the first section, sew them together, and then with the rest of the yarn just go across the whole scarf now until I run out, basically. What I want to do is I want to do a border on it because the bottom is so like that. I want to like just tighten it up a little bit, I think, with like some decreases or something. It's just so loose. So yeah, I'm going to get started on that by first making sure that these are the same size and then sewing them together.
Coming to you sounding and looking even worse than in the last clip, because last time I filmed for this video, I was recovering from a migraine, and now I'm recovering from the flu. So ignore that. But I just wanted to really quickly show you that the scarf is done. I did a lot of work on it. It is put together and has a scallop edge. It took me a lot of trial and error to get the scallop edge. But yeah, I'm going to probably block it tonight, and then I'll show you in better lighting with better footage what it looks like when it's blocked and everything. But it is done now, and I'm going to stop talking because I sound gross. But I am probably going to work on the vest as well today. made considerable progress on the new project for this brown yarn because I was like so far into that vest and I was like, this is not gonna work. But I started like a gappy sweater shirt thing, and I used that. I used obviously this brown yarn, and then I also used this Patton's wool worsted. And so far I have a front panel. Where'd it go? A front panel and a back panel, and I just started the sleeves, and I have these two. Now, if I get through both of the sleeves and it looks like I have enough brown yarn left over, I'm gonna go back, take out the white, and add in the brown. The white is just because I was very afraid of running out. I am still kind of afraid of running out, but I'm hopeful now. Hello, friends. Coming to you at 8 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday night. Can you think of anything more college? Anything more college, like, girl, than crocheting at 8 p.m. on Saturday? I can't. Anyways, we are here to finish this sweater. Whether or not it kills me at this point. That was dramatic. We're here to finish the sweater. So I finished the sleeves all with the brown yarn, right? Excuse my hiccups. Sleeves all brown. And I realized, I was like, I just don't fuck with the white stripe like I should. So I'm taking it out. And what I decided was, because I had mentioned, actually, I don't think that was this video. I think that was last week's. I had mentioned how I didn't want to use orange because I felt like it was just like a bad color match. I'm doing that now. Basically what I decided was that the back of this sweater was none of my business. Quite frankly. So I took out the body. I took out the white stripes. This is currently what the front panel looks like. And actually, I should have counted these rows. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21. So this is going to be 21 rows. Would I like an even number? Yes, but I also am getting kind of lazy. So I am going to finish this row because as you can see, I'm only right here. But this is all I have left of the back panel. So what I did is I undid the white and then I just started taking from the back panel. So I'm going to keep taking from the back panel and finish the front. So all I have to do is finish this 20... What did I say? 21? 21st row. And then I do like the two like little shoulder parts. And then I'm going to finish the back panel with this. I don't care. I just figured I didn't really love the white. And literally, I don't pay attention to the back of my sweaters usually unless I'm like taking content. So the sleeves are all one color. The front is all one color. And I also have hair. Now, mind you, my hair's not very long, but I'm working on it, okay? So eventually it'll also mostly be covered by my hair. So I'm just going to finish with this. And that way I'm not cropping the body. It's already, if I had thought of this all sooner, I would have made the body a smidge wider. It's too late for that. That would involve undoing literally the whole thing, and I don't want to do that. So it's going to be pretty fitted, but it's like a layering piece anyway, so it's fine. But yeah, so I'm going to finish the front with whatever of this I need, and then I'm just going to finish the back with this. And then I'm going to sew it all together, and it's going to be done. And we're going to finally be done, because it's necessary at this point.
So, as you can see, the sweater is done. Let me show you. Don't mind my literal pajama shorts, but that's what it looks like. As you can see, I had to use a lot of the orange, and I said my hair would cover it, and I have my hair in a ponytail right now. Sorry. But otherwise, guys, it fits. I was so scared it would be too small, and it literally fits perfectly. Like, it could, this is like my belly button right here, and it literally like meets my belly button. So if I wear any kind of high-waisted pant, it'll be perfect. If I wear a low-waisted pant, it'll like meet right there, which I think is perfect. Yeah, even with that like back, I don't know, it could be so much worse. I'm obsessed with this. I'm so obsessed. I'm also obsessed because I love doing this and it keeps happening accidentally and it makes me laugh. Whoa. I love this. This is so like springy to me. It's way too cold right now, but you know, in a month or two maybe, eventually we'll wear this. I also love that I did this, like I did these 2 rows instead of like meeting up, and I could have maybe gone to like here, but I also feel like it's kind of like the vibe is this like wide neck. Whoa, I'm gonna fall over. I will say this is not 100% wool. This is like mostly wool. Let's see. This is 85% wool, 15% polyester. I don't remember what the wool worsted is, but I don't feel anything on my back, so there's that. There's like the tiniest bit of, I wouldn't even say itch on my arms and chest. It's more so like I can just feel that it's yarn kind of thing. But it is still very soft. I also didn't block this. I have wool wash. I'm just too lazy, honestly. So I just steamed it because I wanted it to get a little looser. So a block with wool wash might make it softer, but I'm really not worried about it because I also am always going to have something under this. Okay, guys. We've done it. We have finished finally. If I randomly cut out or my voice gets weird, I'm trying to hold in a cough. I'm recovering still. Had the flu. It was not fun. But, oh my god, this video is finally coming to an end. I feel like I've been working on these projects for like forever. And we finally come to an end, and I have projects I'm actually really happy with. So I want to talk about, I want to debrief because I know, to me, this video feels very like, not controversial, but like against kind of what I want to put out on the internet. Do we care that my closet is open? Is that going to be a problem? Oh well. Let me get this out of the way. That I am like with this video, I don't want to like encourage you to buy yarn or anything for that matter from fast fashion sites. But it would be disingenuous for me to not realize that sometimes you really want to buy a nice material like a wool or a wool blend or whatever, and even that $5.99 for 50 grams at Joann's is too expensive because I don't even like buying that stuff sometimes, and I love Joann's. I am ride or die for them. So I get why you would want an even cheaper alternative, or if you don't want to splurge to try something that's like quote unquote like one of the nicer materials. And like, what if you splurge and you don't like it? I hate wasting money, so I get all of that. If you have the budget and splurging on nice materials just means moving, like literally just changing your budget for a week or a month or whatever to kind of save up for it, then maybe don't. But I'm not going to bash anyone who listens to what I'm about to say about all these yarns because they're interested in like buying it because it's cheaper. Like, duh. That's just how we're at. That's just the world we live in. Like, sometimes you just need the cheaper option. So I'm not judging. Now, I'm going to go through the yarn that I got and the projects that I made. The first yarn didn't come in didn't have any kind of paper wrapper or anything. It was just balls of yarn. And that is the yarn for this scarf right here. Now, I'm obsessed with this scarf. I picked it because I was looking for something that did these kind of color changes. And as you can see, there was problems. So I'm going to just show one side. But I am obsessed with these colors. I've been wanting something that was like kind of muted but multicolored for a long time now, and I could not find that exact accessory in store, and I knew that a color changing yarn would get me there, and it did. What can I say? It did. So I love this yarn. Now I will put on the screen, because I can't remember right off the top of my head what the listing said this yarn was made out of, but I'm pretty sure it probably just said wool, because I know that's what I was looking for when I was looking for this yarn. And it feels like wool, so that's what I'm going with. But I don't have the listing up on my computer right now. But I like it. The thing you should know about me is I actually don't like, I'm very sensitive to like scratchy textures, so most wool is kind of dangerous for me. Especially lower quality wool. So this was kind of taking a big risk for me getting wool from Shein. Oh, also this is the one yarn I got from Shein. The other ones were from Temu. So this one, after blocking it with wool wash, it was really stiff at first, and now you can see it's like, it's quite drapey. It is still a little prickly, but that's wool for you. That's low quality wool for you as well. And I even struggle to say low quality, because I mean, it's going to keep me warm. It feels like wool. It's pretty. Like, it's nice. So I do like this one, but I would say if you're very, very sensitive to a prickly yarn, don't get it. Just, for me at least, usually it's a lot more scratchy and unbearable if I get too hot. And so I'm probably going to just use this scarf, when I have to go outside, and when it's literally like 24 degrees, I'm not sweating. I'm actually very thankful to have something so warm. Yeah, but I made it so I could wrap around, and as you can see, it's like soft. It's not, before I blocked it, it was like literally like sticking up, and now it's definitely not. But as you can see, I definitely, actually, this is long enough to go around twice. Let me put it around twice. Whoa. Yeah, exactly. So, and then there's still like some here. I got a big scarf out of this. So I got this yarn. It came in a pack of 2, but I was very unsure, because a lot of, like, you know, like on Shein, sometimes it'll say like quantity 2 or quantity. Yeah, it'll be like I think what this one was the listing was 2 balls. And so when I press like add to cart, it says quantity 1, but I didn't know if I was getting 1 or 2 balls. So I just ordered 2, and then to hopefully have 2 balls. And then it ended up being 4 balls, which is actually good because I got a nice big thick scarf out of it. So, and even sitting here now, like, it's not that, I've gotten better at being sensitive to prickly things, but it's still not my favorite, but I am better at it. Yeah. If I was gonna, like, I guess I'm rating it out of 10 now. If I was gonna rate it out of 10, I would give it like a 7. Also because the 2 balls, the first 2 balls and the second 2 balls did not have the same amount of yarn, and that was very strange to me. Like, I should have weighed them beforehand, but they did seem like significantly different in the amount of yarn that they came with, and that I did not love. But otherwise, it's a beautiful color, it's an okay texture, and it's a very, very cheap price. Thing I'll talk about quickly, and actually the first thing that I completed are these fingerless gloves, and I'm obsessed with these. I used this cashmere blend, and I've said this multiple times, it only has 10% cashmere. It's mostly polyester and viscose, but it actually is so soft. It is so freaking soft. Like, I don't even care. It has 10% cashmere, 10% wool, 50% polyester, and 30% viscose. So if you're someone who doesn't like usually the feeling of a, what is that word? Not a man-made. But if you don't like usually like acrylic polyester because of the texture,
this one, that 50%, you don't even feel it. I feel like you feel a lot of like the viscose cashmere and wool part of it. And so I really love that. And I got 2 of these, and I don't remember what I originally wanted to make, but I got 2, and literally I only used this much of this one. Okay, because also it came with one of these each. Like it came with one. And I used not even a full one of thread and less than one of the ball. And then the mohair I bought, and it was a pack of 3, and it's this one. And this mohair, I used one whole ball and like a thread of the second ball. So I have basically 2 whole balls left of that. And I got a pair of fingerless gloves out of it. Like it did not use any yarn at all. And I've got kind of big hands. And I did this kind of cool texture with the back loop stuff and some ribbing. And I just really love these. Let me actually put them on. I have to be careful. The only thing I will say about these yarns specifically, the mohair not as much. And that's why it was kind of good that the mohair gave it a lot of structure. But this yarn breaks very, very easily. Like you can see here, it got snagged on one of my rings, which was unfortunate. But like, look at these. They're so dark, but like I love them. I really do. And so now I have all of this yarn left over that I have no idea what I'm going to make with it, honestly. I'm using one of the balls of mohair to make a beanie, and you'll see that eventually. But I have this yarn, and I'm just like, I'm kind of excited to have it in stash because I'll use it for something. Maybe like, I'm thinking honestly, maybe like a headband or a handkerchief kind of thing, because it's so thin and it's definitely only enough still to use it as an accessory amount. I can probably hold it double and then hold the thread with it as well. And that might work up a bit faster for a headband. That honestly sounds, now that I say it out loud, is probably what I'll do, because there's just not that much I could do with like super thin yarn. But I love it. I love these yarns. I will again try to put, well, for this one at least, I'll put the cost breakdown because I ordered 2 different things. Obviously this one and then the mohair separately. I think also the thing about Temu is that like stuff sells out really fast. So like the next yarn I'm going to talk about, when I went back to look at it again, like the color I bought was sold out, but then I don't think they restocked them. Like, I don't know. This is what I mean when I'm like, Temu's kind of shady, where I'm like, I don't know where they're getting their stuff from, which makes me think like they don't restock things either regularly or at all. So that's something to keep in mind, is like, I did want to buy more of this next yarn and I couldn't because it was sold out, and I was like, oh, never mind. So that's something. So I would definitely, if you're going to order yarn for a project, get enough for the project like the first time, because getting it again, very unlikely. But yeah, I would say I'm going to give this one, I'd say like, honestly, a 6, just because it pissed me off that it was listed as a cashmere and like it's not, which is like duh, but like don't list it as that then. Also, it did break a few times and that was really stressful. So you know what, honestly though, but it's so good. Like, I'm going to give it a 7.5. Do I like it? Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7.5, maybe even 8, just because it's so much softer than the wool and there's so much in one ball. The mohair, literally, to be honest, like 10 out of 10. Like, I have never used mohair before, and I know people have said that it's scratchy. What I do know is that this one didn't have much English on the package, so I don't even know like what it's made out of. But I love this stuff. I think it adds a lot of nice fuzz to this, and I started swatching for my hat, and I think it adds just the perfect like extra something. But it's definitely not scratchy at all. So very much love this mohair. And I'm going to link the yarns if I can find them. Even if they're sold out, maybe like in a different color you can get them or something. Again, not like encouraging it, but if it's something you're looking for, I'm going to link them. Like, I'm just going to. Okay, final yarn was this merino wool every shine. And then it says merino wool hand knitted yarn, soft, warm, anti-pilling. and it's 85 merino wool and 15 polyester. And this is what the little tag looks like. Cute little sheep. And I made this sweater. And I love her. Like, I really do. Now, did I run out of yarn? Yes, I'm so glad you asked. I did run out of yarn, and I had to use this orange patent wool worsted that I had, which is fine. So, but I will say, again, I don't remember the price, so I'll put it right here. But it was a 5-pack of yarn. It was 5 of these balls, and I should have waited before I said anything. I'll try to see if it says like the yardage on the listing. If not, I'm sorry. But it was 5 balls, and I got almost a whole sweater, and I'm 5'9". I'm almost 5'10", and like not super skinny. So if you're at all smaller than me, you can absolutely get a whole project out of this. Mind you, I did use a gappy stitch, but like, this is a sweater. I can wear it. I'm going to wear it at some point, you know? Like, I got a good amount of yarn for like the price that I paid. And this one is another one where I would say it's like a worsted, heavy worsted, borderline chunky. Like, it's quite like, I don't know if you can tell. It was like, even just, it felt like bouncy. Like worsted yarn like this. Like, this is worsted weight, and I feel like it's quite thin and like tight. Whereas this yarn, like, let me show you. It's quite a bit more like, just, I don't know. There's just like there's a loftiness to it that I actually really like. And that made it really soft. So, I don't know, maybe that's like the polyester part of it, that 15%, where I feel like even if you like look at the 2 stitches, this one looks so much like chunkier than this one, but I feel like it's still a worsted weight. So, yeah, I did try on the sweater already, so you saw that already. I don't really feel like changing right now. But overall, I love this yarn. It is super soft. When I'm wearing it, I tried it on without a shirt under it, and I'm definitely going to wear a shirt under it just because I feel like because it's wool, even though it's gappy, it's very much like a early spring or like early fall kind of thing where it's a layering piece, but it can't be hot because then you'll be too hot. So I'm going to definitely wear a long sleeve, or I guess if I wanted to push it, like wear a short sleeve under it. And you could feel like it was getting warm just as I was wearing it because I've got the heat blasting in my apartment. So, you know, it does what it needs to. And I think it's just this color I'm obsessed with. And if it wasn't sold out, I would have just bought more to obviously not have to do this. I would have made it a little bit longer. It goes to like right under my belly button, so it's really not like super cropped, but I would have liked it a tiny bit longer and maybe even a bit wider, but honestly, I feel like it is fine, like not super oversized. So another one, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. It's got that feeling of there's a slight prickle just because it is wool that I personally am sensitive to, but if you're not sensitive, like, you'll probably think it's fine. And also it was sold out, which made me mad. So that's annoying. But other than that, honestly, a very good yarn. Like, I was kind of surprised by all of these, like how much they were good. I don't see myself using mohair that much in general in the future. But if I ever was like, I really want to hold it with something, I really want to just have that, I would probably rebuy. Everything else I think I could find. Like, if I really wanted a specific material or something, I could find that either like local yarn stores or Joann or Michael's or whatever. I think I could find an alternative. But if you don't have any of those places near you also, especially because so many Joann stores are closing, people have to go online. And who wants to pay, like, I don't know. It's just a lot to think about. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. I'm not going to ramble anymore. That is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I feel like I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I've been filming it for so long that I feel like it was a big undertaking. So thank you so much for watching. If you learned anything, if you were surprised by anything, if you're impressed by any, like, let me know below. I would love to hear kind of your thoughts, opinions, anything about the projects in the yarn. Just keep it civil. I don't think I've ever had people not be civil in my comments, but that's not something I want to start now. So yeah. If you want to see more of me, I do post pretty frequently on Instagram, unless of course I come down with the flu, then I'm going to black out, like just disappear off the face of the earth for a couple of days, which is what happened last week. So usually I'm on Instagram the most often. I've been trying to get back into Pinterest and it's not been working, and I'm no longer on TikTok. Sorry. I mean, I'm on there, but I don't post on there. So yeah, you can look below. There are links to my other socials. There's also some links to support me in other ways. If you want to buy me a pattern, my Ravelry wish list is down there. I've got some Amazon wish lists down there, and I think, oh, and my buy me a coffee is down there. If you want to support me and literally just buy me a coffee, there's options for 1, 3, or 5, I think, and that goes straight to me trying to get through my classes because I am in college and it's a lot of work. But yeah. I will link the yarns below, even if they're sold out, because then you can look at the other colors and stuff, or just kind of see what else they have. Yeah, I don't think I used any I didn't use any patterns. I'll link the moss stitch tutorial because I was obsessed with that, but I didn't really use any other patterns or anything, so I don't have anything to link there. And yeah, if you want to see more of me, I have a bunch of videos up. If not, I will be back here hopefully next Saturday at 11 o'clock like I always am. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, week, whenever you see this, night, day, whenever you see this, I hope it's a wonderful time. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Bye.